I gave you my heart.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is episode 2 and this time we're going savory. We're making homemade pizzas, easy, authentic and delicious. Try and be very gentle when you work with the dough balls. And what you want to be doing here is you want to fold the dough in itself, as I'm showing you now. We are currently giving them that final shape so that they're ready to use on the day. We can now cover the dough balls with cling film. You can spray some oil just to prevent them from sticking. And then we can put these in the fridge for at least 24 hours. If you have to use them on the day, you can. But you would have to leave these outside at room temperature for at least 5 hours. I normally tend to leave mine in the fridge for at least 48 hours. You tend to get the best taste and they tend to rise a lot more. They will need to sit outside at room temperature for at least a couple of hours before you can actually use them. The longer this ferments in the fridge, the more bonus points you have when it comes to flavor, crust, and also how easy it is to work with. Moving on to the tomato sauce. This is a no-cook version and it's based on personal preference. I like the fresh tomato taste in the pizza, therefore I don't cook mine, but by all means you can cook yours on a low simmer between 15 to 20 minutes or so until it has reduced. If your sauce is very watery, what you want to do is maybe strain that, because the last thing you want is to have soggy pizzas. Let's blend this for a few seconds. We don't want the consistency to be too fine. Once you're finished with the sauce, you can put this in a container and store it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. This is the final stage, the fun stage, and this is where I usually try and get the family involved. But for the purposes of this video, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, we don't want this to get messy. We want to keep it nice and clean. And also, I want to have all the pizzas to myself. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Let's start by making our first pizza. Now, there are different ways in how you can work the dough to stretch it. This is my way of doing it. I'm not a professional, but you can watch videos on YouTube on other techniques and methods. Otherwise, just follow what I'm doing. Very straightforward. It's very important to have a pizza peel here. It just makes life much easier when you add the toppings to the pizza, and putting it in the oven and out of the oven. The knuckle approach here is probably one of the safest, especially if you're a beginner. You can use gravity to your advantage here. We're ready to put the pizza dough on the peel, and then we can start adding our sauce, followed by the toppings. The final stretch we can do once we've added the toppings. It's very important to lightly dust the peel with some flour to prevent it from sticking. If you do find that your pizza is stuck, you can lift an opposite side and gently blow air underneath the pizza. Or you can gently lift it where it's stuck and then just dust it with some extra flour. Go gently on the toppings at this stage. What you don't want to do is put too much, and then it will be much harder to get off the peel. Also, keep in mind that the more you put on there, the longer it will take to cook, so that will have to be reflected on your cooking time. However, one of the more common mistakes is putting too much sauce. I cannot stress enough how important it is not to overload the pizza base. You run the risk of making a soggy pizza. It will be much harder to get off the peel, and it will take much longer to cook. So my advice is to keep it simple. Okay, so here, as you can see, I'm making a margarita pizza, one of my favorites. I'm stretching, or doing that final stretch on the pizza before spreading some olive oil and then putting it in the oven. I prefer Parmigiano cheese on my pizza, so as you saw there, I grated some just after I added the tomato sauce. This is optional, you don't have to use it, you can just go straight for mozzarella. So the final stretch is done. Now we just need to sprinkle some olive oil on top before we can put this in the oven to cook. The salt here is also optional. We can now put this in the oven that has been preheating for at least 1 hour. Almost ready. We're just going to turn it just to make sure we get an even cook. This usually takes about 5 to maybe 8 minutes. Again, it depends on your oven temperature. Wow, doesn't that look amazing? These have to be my favorite pizzas. So there we have it, guys. This is my own version of homemade pizzas. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, do smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be making more videos like this in the future. Once again, thank you very much and see you next time.